Hello guys, welcome if you haven't known about me and this channel, and also welcome back if you already have. In this short video, we're gonna get a little touch base on a well barrier and well barrier elements of a producing well, a workover well, intervention well, which is very easy to understand. I try to make it easy enough to understand, simple enough to understand. Let's start. First of all, we get a real good definition, which is simple enough to understand. What is a well barrier? It's simply a device, a fluid column, or a substance that prevents the web of fluids or gases from flowing unintentionally from one formation to another formation or back to surface. A well barrier has another name, which is called well barrier envelope. It is made up of sometimes only one component. So that one component is called well barrier element. Sometimes a well barrier or well barrier envelope is made up of a few components. Those components are dependent to each other, and they are called well barrier elements. Isn't it simple enough to understand? Now the rule is, at all time, in all sorts of well, workover, intervention, or drilling, you need to have two known and tested barriers, right? And this rule applies for both artificial lift wells or self-flowing wells. And remember, some elements may belong to just one barrier. Some elements may belong to two well barriers. It depends on the case. In this very example here, in this schematic here, we can see there are two barriers or two envelopes. Number one, that's the tubing and packer barrier. And number two, that's the production casing barrier. We will go ahead and identify each well barrier elements of those barriers. Let's start first with identifying the elements of the packer tubing envelope. Let's start from the bottom. The first element, that's the production casing part below the packer. The next element is the packer itself, and the next element is the tubing itself. Above the tubing, next element is a tubing hanger, and on top is a Christmas tree. Those are the well barrier elements of the tubing packer barrier or envelope. The next barrier, number two, is the production casing barrier. All right, this one we will start right with the production casing above the packer, and going upward to the well. The next elements are the side outlet wind valves on the tubing head spool, and then the tubing hanger, and then the last one, the packer. So we can see here the tubing hanger and the packer belong to both the casing, the production casing barrier, and the previous barrier, which is the tubing and packer barrier. So this is very basic, simplified, and it made easy enough for you to understand the concept of well barrier and well barrier elements. Cheers.